Welcome back to Superstarglam. In today's look, I am going to be using the BH Ultimate Matte 42 color eyeshadow palette. I do have a review that I will link right here if you're interested in that review, but I am obsessed with these shadows, the Studio Pro line from BH. What I wanted to show you in this video is how you can take the simplest eye look and transform it. Whether you're trying to be nighttime appropriate or daytime appropriate, it doesn't matter. The eyeshadow technique that I'm going to show you, the simplest way, the easiest eyeshadow look that I probably have created on my channel thus far. And again, just to show you that it doesn't take much. You could take this look and totally take out this lip, add a nude lip, and tone down the eyes, the highlight, and this would be an appropriate professional setting type of makeup. Or just by adding a few touches here and there, you can totally change this look up and make it a lot more glam. I'm also going to be giving you a little bit of sneak peeks on some new items that I have gotten. Some of them are totally brand new and others are new to me, but I wanted to share them with you also. But before we get into the video, if you have not yet subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that little button down below and join the Superstarglam Squad family. Also, while you're there, click the little notification bell. That way you are alerted every time I upload. If you're interested to see me create this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm priming my eyes as per usual with MAC, what is it called? Prolonged Wear Paint Pot and Soft Ochre. So here is the palette. It is the Ultimate Matte 42 eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics, and it looks like this. I wanted to create a simple, natural holiday look for anybody that perhaps doesn't or isn't really into all this glitter on their eyes. So I'm going to take the lightest shade here. I'm going to use this to lightly set all over. I have some new brushes and I'm excited to use. It's from BH, and there it's like the marble, the silver and marble. I also bought new fan brushes and it comes with this little holder, so super cute. So I'm going to take the number 8 from the marble collection, and I think it's just an eye shader. Yeah, it's a flat shader brush. I'm going to take this brown right here. Since I do have hooded eyes, the way that I'm going to apply this, like if you tilt your head back, you kind of see a shadow of where your crease should be. But once you open it, all that skin falls down and it gives you little space. That's why if you see in all my tutorials, I usually like to follow the actual crease area. So that's where I'm going to start patting down this dark brown, kind of shaping the eye. And again, this palette, or at least the Pro line shadows from BH, are forgiving even if you go in with the darkest shade, because they really blend out really nicely. So I'm just intensifying it until I am happy with the intensity and making sure there's no patchiness and it's all even. Sometimes I'll just swipe to make sure it's really blended. And here is where you can also manipulate the shape that you are going for. So typically what we see, or what's more commonly seen, is to drag out the eye, kind of like cat eye effect without the eyeliner. So you could create like the V shape here, and this will go as an angle. Or if you're trying to reverse the effect and you already have that cat-like or almond shape eye, like I do, sometimes I do this, is I kind of round it out, connect it right at the tip and round it out, and that'll give you more of a rounded out effect. For today, I'm just going to kind of add the little point, just because it makes it a little bit more sultry. And again, you could keep it pretty simple with just these shadows, or you could go in with liner. It's okay if the outer corner is darker than the rest. That's what we want. We want to add more depth and dimension on the outer part and have it kind of fade out. See, like you can already see how much more open my eye looks just by doing that. The next step is to have a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to take this one. It's the Luxie 205 tapered blending brush. So it's not that big or that dense. And then I'm going to take the color that I would normally apply to begin as the transition color. I think I'm going to take this like peachy tone right here. So I have it on my brush, and I'm going to start going over the outer edge to start blending out the edges, the border, making sure that there are no harsh lines, and it starts looking like it's fading out. I'm also going to apply a little bit more, and I'm going to work on extending this outer V with that light shade. Once the outside is pretty blended, now I'm going to take that fluffy brush and lightly go over that dark shade. It's just going to help blend and marry those two colors together. We don't want to see lines, we want to see everything blended out seamlessly. So it should look something like this. I'm going to go back with that fluffy brush and that lighter shade that we used from the beginning, and I'm going to go right at the brow bone. Pretty much I'm going over my eyebrows, the bottom of my eyebrows, to help blend and clean that up. I'm going to go in with a smaller little brush. This is from the BH Marble collection, and this is number 7. And I'm going to go back into that brown. Since it's a lot smaller, I'm just going to go back to make sure that there's still some depth, that there's still some dimension peeking through. Now if you were doing this look as an everyday look, or like for work or something, just doing that and throwing some mascara would work and get you out the door. You don't have time for all this detail work. I think I'm going to apply a even lighter shade. This one right here. So we applied this one, and this one's just a tiny bit brighter. And I'm going to go over the edge again. For the bottom, I'm also keeping it really simple with that same fluffy brush. I'm going to apply it right in the dark brown. I'm going to apply it right at the outer corner, making sure it blends out at the top. I'm going to apply just a tiny bit, like just a tap of the black shade, just because I want to bring it out here. Again, just for some added dimension. You don't have to do that at all. Ooh, that black is pigmented. I literally just tapped it once. And then again with that fluffy brush, I'm not putting any more product. I'm just bringing it along the bottom to blend that little corner and then all underneath the lower lash line. So that's how it is looking. So I'm going to take another flat shader brush and I'm going to take a mixture of this shade right here and this one right here. So one is more like a vanilla shade and one is like an off white or like a cream color. Still both light, and I've saturated my brush. Tap it just once and then I'm going to tug very, very lightly on my eye. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut the crease, but just cleaning it up with the shadow just to add definition here. And I'm not going to take it all the way in. I'm just going to keep it here. It's super easy to clean and add more definition to that lid area. And then with that crease brush, I'm just going to go really lightly to blend out the edges from that light shade and the dark shade, just in the outer corner so you don't see separation. Want it all blended out, just like that. And that's pretty much it for this simple look. At this point, if you wanted to darken, add more dimension to your lashes, I would just go in with a flat liner brush and just do the lash line. You can also do if you are used to doing a liner, like a liquid liner, which is what I'm going to do, and do that. Or you can just leave it like this and just apply a coat of mascara and just be out the door. Pretty simple eyeshadow look. I'm going to take the J.Cat Beauty Rock Glitz Diamond Dazzle Liquid Liner. Now that I've done the eyeliner, I'm also going to go with just a tiny bit of that black shade underneath, just in that outside corner, to kind of help blend that out. I'm taking that little brush again and just going over to make sure it's blended out. Taking that fluffy brush again, just going over the edges. I'm trying out actually a lot of stuff new today. For example, these lashes, I don't know how to feel about them yet, but they are the infamous House of Lashes iconic lashes. I picked them up because now they sell them at Ulta, and these are the ones that Desi Perkin wears all the time. So I wanted to try it out. Again, I don't know how I feel about them as of yet, but they were easy to apply, and they do feel comfortable for having like a thicker band than what I'm used to. Good thing. Also, the foundation that I am currently wearing is a new foundation from the drugstore. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, and I am also doing a review on this foundation. So the other new item, I think this is my first, no, this is my second item from this brand, the Flower Beauty. And I picked up this brush. I think I got this one when they were having a sale on certain of her products, or her entire line was on sale. So I picked this up. It's a blush. It's in the shade Warm Hibiscus. It looks so pretty. I also picked this one up from Ulta because it was also on sale, and I actually was going to purchase it when it first came out, but when I saw it in person, I was like $39, and the pants seemed fairly small, but it's actually a decent size. But I guess I'm saying that because I only got it for like 19 bucks. So it's a really nice compact, but I was drawn to these blushes that I totally see myself wearing the heck out of them in the summer, and the highlight shades as well. Comes with a nice mirror, and again, for $19 I went ahead and jumped on it. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to apply the lighter shade as a more like as a contour shade, and then we'll see how that looks. I'm taking the BH brush in number 3. I'm going to take the BH Studio Pro number 3 that I usually use for bronzing. I'm going to go in with that deeper shade. For the blush, I'm going to go in with that Flower Beauty one. Ooh, yes. You can almost get away with using this alone because it does have like a sheen, like a shift to it. Like, it looks like I applied a blush topper, which I didn't. If you don't like a shimmery blush, you probably might not like this. But again, to apply this and skip the highlight like every day, for as an everyday flush of color, it's really, really pretty. For highlighters, I guess I have so much options at this point because this palette has those two highlights. But I really wanted to dip into this palette that I also just picked up, and it is brand new from the drugstore, L'Oreal Chromatic Bronze Highlighting and Contour Palette. And let me tell you, these are so creamy and buttery. They're so nice, like the formula, and they're intense. Look at that. So I wanted to dip into that. Now, what they're calling, I don't know that this comes in any other shade. I think it's just one palette that they're advertising for everyone. Although the highlighting shades are geared towards different skin tones, the contour shade, not so much. It would definitely be a very warm bronzing shade for me, so I'm not going to use that as a contour, but I am going to go in with that highlight as my highlight for today. And it does have a name, and my guess is that this lighter shade is called Target Me. Ooh, that is so pretty. Honestly, if I was a big high-end brand, I'd be scared how much the drugstore is stepping it up. This looks so nice. So nice, and look, and wet. And the little palette is retailing for $14.99. That is not bad, especially since L'Oreal is always having discounts. It lays on the skin, like the formula is not powdery at all. It feels, when you swatch it, it feels very creamy, And on the skin, it doesn't look powdery either. It blends onto the skin really nicely, giving that wet effect. So I know this look is very matte, but I just can't help myself. I'm going to apply that same highlighter. I'm going to apply it to the inner corner. For the lips, I'm going to go in with this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This one is in the shade 714 Full Red. I got this as a sample from Sephora. The liquid lip I'm using is the Too Faced Melted Matte. It's in the little holiday set that they came out with, and this one's in Cinnamon Bear. So this was my easy, simple makeup look. Again, just taking the simplest eye look and glamming it up with some liner, some full lashes, a red lip, highlight poppin', and you've created an entire look with the minimalist eyeshadow look ever, and yet you still look like you did your best, you tried. So again, this is just the simplest eye makeup look that you can dress up, dress down. I just wanted to show you that it doesn't always have to be glitter on the lids and extravagant and or difficult techniques to create a glam look. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.